game-changing program for us. And we've got a great women's team already. I think lacrosse is right in our wheelhouse in terms of the types of student athletes we try and recruit, the area that we happen to compete in, the fact that we're in the Patriot League now, which is a huge lacrosse conference. These are all things that combine to make this a really kind of a home run move for BU.
I think it's great. I really think it's something the university needs to get us into the next scope of where we want to go on the national scene. I think for us personally as the women's lacrosse staff, we're excited for recruiting purposes, for having some people to bounce ideas off of, and to see where we can take our game. I mean, our women's lacrosse game is becoming more of a hybrid system of ice hockey and of lacrosse and of men's lacrosse, and we really want to be able to use all of that. So I know I'm excited. I think Ryan's a great guy. I think he's forward thinking. I know he's passionate already about the program, about what we can do, and I want to make sure that we're here to support him the whole time. So I'm excited.
Well, the enthusiasm is absolutely palpable. You can feel it in the student body, in the faculty and staff, and really into the upper reaches of the administration. Everybody knows what a popular sport lacrosse is. Everybody knows what excitement exists around it, and everybody knows about the tradition of excellence we have here at BU in the women's lacrosse program. And so we think the time is right, and with Ryan Polley's leadership, we are very, very enthusiastic and optimistic about this program and the prospects for success.
Ideally, we wanted to find someone who had been a former head coach. He spent a number of years at Merrimack as the head coach. One of the reasons we wanted a former head coach was because of so many other things that happen in building a program. He's starting the program from the ground up. There's a lot of other things that go into it besides just coaching the team on the field, and I felt like Ryan had those qualities that we were looking for from a management perspective. He's an energetic guy, somebody who really wanted the BU job, somebody who looked at this job as an up-and-coming opportunity, spent some time at Yale, and the fact that we're going into the Patriot League, I think from a recruiting perspective is certainly going to help him there. And he took that team, his presence on that coaching staff helped them go from lower or middle end of the pack to an Ivy League championship, and that's ultimately where we want to get to, as a championship level team over the period of time that he's here.
Ryan is the perfect fit for us because he has an impeccable pedigree. He started a program in Andover. He was a head coach at Merrimack, and now he comes to us from a very prestigious university in Yale and an outstanding men's lacrosse program. So he's got all the right stuff, plus he's just a great person, and you can tell that the moment you meet him.
I think one of the things that attracted me most was just the academic reputation of the university. Coming from Yale, I'm used to recruiting the highest caliber student athletes, and I just think the city, the reputation academically, and the hotbed that Boston is for lacrosse was just, those three things put together, plus the faculty and the community just made it a home run for me to choose this, and it just, been here for 3 weeks and it's kind of met every expectation, so I'm just really happy to be here.
I think it'll be a huge momentum builder for us when you think about some of the teams that are going to be able to come here and participate from in a conference game perspective. And then my sense is that because of where we're located, we're going to be able to get some national programs to come here to Boston to play. We're in a hotbed for lacrosse, one of probably 3 or 4 in the country, at least when it was first starting. Now it's spread all over the place. It's the hottest sport in the country right now, and we want to be in that game.
Well, when we were exploring the Patriot League earlier this spring, one of the conferences or the programs that we focused on was the men's lacrosse program, and we saw how outstanding they were. They had 2 teams, I believe, ranked in the top 10 this year, and that spoke volumes to us. It does perhaps raise the bar a little bit for us, but that's a good thing. Coaches love challenges, and we're very, very confident that we will be a terrific fit in the Patriot League generally, but also that conference will provide an opportunity for our men's lacrosse program to reach higher levels sooner than might otherwise be the case.
The Patriot League this year probably had its most successful season ever. The Tewaaraton winner came from Colgate, which is the lacrosse equivalent of the Heisman Trophy, so the best player in the country played for Colgate. Lehigh, who won the league, played Maryland, who was the national runner-up to a 1-goal game, and they ended up losing at the buzzer. So those 2 teams were top 10. Bucknell's been always strong. Navy, Army have great programs. Holy Cross is building as well. and Lafayette just hired a new coach, and they're extending their support as well. So it's just a tremendous conference to be joining. I think it's a great fit for us. Again, we talk about the academics, but it just makes a lot of sense for these high academic schools, for BU to get right in there, and it's just a really exciting time as these programs grow for us to kind of get in there and do the best we can to stay competitive, and hopefully within a few years be at the top of the league.
Our hope is that this will be a national level program within I don't want to say a few short years. That puts a lot of pressure on somebody, but I do think that we're going to be pretty good. We've got a great opportunity here in Boston. There's only one other team right here in the city, down the street. We think that we can compete relatively quickly. I would think that, I think that Ryan is going to come here with a 5-year plan to get us to a point where we're competing for a championship, and hopefully getting us to the national tournament during his stay here as head coach.
Be competitive as quickly as possible. I think that at the end of the day, we're not going to put a limit on or a goal. We're going to hopefully win 4 or 5 games the first year. I think we want steady improvement. We want freshmen to come in. We want them to be good citizens in the community. We want them to work hard, and we want them to improve. As we increase the program with additional classes, we're hoping to get more competitive each year in and year out. And I think by the time we have our 3rd and 4th classes in, the expectation would be competing in the Patriot League and really be a player as much as we can in the local and national scenes.
It's huge. I go to Major League Lacrosse games, see the Boston Cannons, and to see the amount of young boys that are playing the game, that come to every single game with their sticks, with their parents, with their moms, their little sisters, I think it's just going to explode. And I also know that there's a need for a team in Boston that they can come in and support. Nickerson Field is one of the best stadium environments you're going to find in New England, and for the fact that we can bring in a team that they can be passionate about, I think it's going to do really well.
With lacrosse in general, but certainly in the Boston area, the growth has just been exponential. And the club teams in the area are some of the best club teams in the country. They go out and compete on a national level, and they win national club championships. And it's really imperative that we kind of get the brand of BU lacrosse out to the local communities, and we start getting these kids up on campus. And a lot of the success of our program will be, can we keep the best players in the area in Boston? If they move out. It's only been Harvard in Boston for a long time, so now we're going to add another player to the Boston area. It's going to be imperative to kind of keep these kids local, and I think we have a great product to offer. We have a great facility. We're going to be building new weight rooms and certainly improving the infrastructure of the program, and there's no reason that I don't think we can't keep some of these best prospects in the state of Massachusetts.
Work hard, long days, but really take advantage of everything the city has to offer, from our staff, and I think we have a really great family here at BU, to the fact that you are going to be well supported with our facilities that are gorgeous, as well as our city.
The plan is just to build a really solid foundation. We're fortunate enough not to be in competition this year, so I think we're going to take our time to kind of build this thing slowly and methodically, get the proper procedures in place. We're going to be very heavily on the recruiting trail, and we're going to use that time that we're not coaching a team. Once our assistant is hired, our main focus is going to be on recruiting. So it's going to be a really exciting time. We're going to get out there and use that to our advantage, as we're going to bring in a large class of 2013s. We're going to be involved in a full recruiting cycle with 2014s, and we'll even start recruiting some 2015. So it's just a really exciting time. The interest level so far has been through the roof. We have 4 commitments already, and we're working our way to getting kids on campus and showing them what BU has to offer. And it's, like I said, it's just a really exciting time, and I think it's just a great place for prospective student athletes.